Welcome here. This is our summer solstice celebration. My name is Emer Stassen. I'm the founder of the Irish Wisdom School. I'm a shamanic, a storyteller, and your host for today for what we're going to be exploring. So we are live on YouTube now. So those of you that are here live on YouTube, let us know who you are and where you are dialing in from as well. You. Do you get that? You. So, yeah, it's wonderful to gather here. It's so wonderful to be here live. It's actually been quite a while, probably about 6 months since I've last gone live on YouTube, just me by myself to be with you. So, yay to me and to you and all of us here. So who do we have? We have Lika in the house. Hello. We have Michelle in the UK. Welcome. And Michelle is saying hi to Lika. Isn't that lovely? Hello, Katerina from Germany. We have the Ree of Anne Birch from Norway. We have Sima from New York. Welcome. Evelyn from Germany. Kirsten from Vancouver Island in Canada. Hello, all the way over there. Linda from Tennessee in the Appalachian Mountains. How beautiful. Hello, Lucy from Northumberland in the UK. And good day from Sequoiam in Washington. Hello, Karen. Lovely to have you here. And I love all the emojis. Hello. Aparajita from New Jersey in the USA. That is wonderful. Actually, my daughter is working there. She's currently in New Jersey in the USA as well. Hello, Stephen from the Northeast Kingdom of Vermont. I love that because we will be going to another kingdom today, the Kingdom of Ireland, the Kingdom of Éire, Limerick, Munster, and also Kerry as well. And hello, Daria from Ireland, Jan from Barrie in Canada. Karen, I miss you. Thank you so much. I miss you too. It's so lovely to have you here. And it's been so wonderful to walk the lands with you as well. And hello, Valerie from Limerick in Ireland. And I know you were very close to Lough Gur, where we're going to today, and the Grange Stone Circle. Hello, Cynthia from Oklahoma too. And hello, everyone over on YouTube as well. Loving my landscape, loving your name over on YouTube. Elizabeth from Brighton in the UK. And hello, Luna Marie for Flo from Northwestern Ontario in Canada. Lovely to have you here on YouTube too. So let's take a moment here as we gather around the world. And hello, Jackie in Kenmare. Lovely to have you here from Ireland. And feeling our connection to each other. We are all connected. We are all here as individuals in human form, and we are all one as well, part of the common weave and weaving our lives and our threads and our energies together, walking the sacred land through this life as we see it, as we know it. And this is the time, as so many of you know, of the Great Awakening. So much is coming and returning back online. Our senses, our whole connection to the cosmos, to the other world, and our connection to each other as well. It's so miraculous and amazing. And at the same time, all the gunk, everything that is coming up to be healed within ourselves, within our world, for us to witness, for us to see as mirrors is all coming up as well. So yes, we are all connected, and so lovely that we can connect here on YouTube as well. So today in this live hosted by me, Emer Stassen, hello to those of you joined after I did my grand introduction. We're going to be going on a journey. We are celebrating the time, the season of summer solstice in the Northern Hemisphere, and also honoring at the same time those in the Southern Hemisphere in the depths of winter solstice. So, summer solstice, the official date that many people celebrate is the 21st of June, the longest day of the year. And I'm here hosting from Scotland, from central Scotland, and we literally only get a few hours of darkness. Like it's so bright at this time. And I know those of you further north, we have people here in Scandinavia, it's hardly dark at all. So we are in the fullest version of the light, of the brightness of the sun, although it's tipping down with rain just now as I'm speaking here. We've had such an interesting summer weather so far. I know many have experienced heat wave. We had a few days of heat wave here in Scotland, and now it's back to rain. So it's very green and lush and beautiful and just quite unpredictable. And Michelle, I'm sending rain your way. Rain heading to England. Off you go to cool things down. Yes, you've had such an extreme heat wave there. Whew. So at this time, I'm going to be sharing and we're going to be connecting with the sacred lands of Éire and in particular where the energies are so strong in Limerick and County Limerick and Lough Gur and the Grange Stone Circle. So these are places that I have been a number of times, and let me know if you've been there. I know there are some of you here that have been to the Grange Stone Circle and to Lough Gur, and you get to go there today with me as your guide. And not just me, I'm the conduit, I'm the vessel. It's actually Áine, Áine, the goddess of summer solstice, who is going to lead us and guide us to her sacred site in Munster in the south of Ireland today. So, this is the place that holds the energies of summer solstice and the stones, 113 stones. We'll go into that in a moment in the Grange Stone Circle. It is the biggest stone circle in Ireland. And the inspiration for coming on here today and sharing with you is that remembrance I had. Some of you may have read my first email announcing this webinar. And it was an experience that I had being a stone, being a standing stone, a tall, great orthostat as part of a great stone circle, standing tall at summer solstice. And I had that experience in 2015 on a Sunday. It was summer solstice and Father's Day. And I just remembered because this year, on the 21st of June, it was also those three: Sunday, summer solstice, and Father's Day. And it was such a profound experience, but there was also part of me that felt a little silly. Like, who do you speak to go, oh yeah, today I, went on this journey. I was guided and I was a standing stone. It felt a bit strange at the time. But then it came back really strongly this year and this time of June to share with those of you who resonate with the stones, who resonate with the sacred sites, and who know that the codes are here and it's time to liberate, to free these codes within us and fill ourselves with the gold of the sun at this time of summer solstice. So that's why I called it Liberate Your Gold and Rise as Solstice Queen. And there's no better woman to role model the solstice queen. Well, yeah, me, but Áine in her triple goddess format. So without further ado, I do have a short PowerPoint to share with you. So we'll go into the experience of the sacred storytelling in relation to these sites. And then I will share my newest creation. And it is like sharing your baby that you've birthed for the first time. That's what it feels like. So that's what I will be sharing with you. And then we'll go on a journey so that you can really deepen into your experience of the energies in these specific locations in Ireland and also grounded in where you are as well in your part of the world around the globe. So let me share my screen momentarily. And I'll make sure that I have my sound sharing as well. Share sound, yes. So hopefully you can all hear me well. Yeah, you can. Wonderful. And I'll come back to the chat. I love that you're all chatting and sharing. And Michelle, you've been a stone with me. I will come back to all your chat in a moment. And I also love reading your chat afterwards as well. So here's a short little introduction. Woo! What do you think? My newest creation, imagining us all gathered in sacred circle and dancing and whooping with joy. It's the joy that I receive when I actually go to these stone circles as well. So welcome once again to Liberate Your Gold. Rise as Solstice Queen. It is the 30th of June, 2026. It is the full moon, the strawberry moon. Who caught a glimpse of her pregnant belly in all her fullness? Well, I didn't because it was cloudy last night, but 2 nights ago, I saw her. I woke during the night when it was dark, and wow, she was magnificent. So have some strawberries today in honor of her, wherever you are in the world. For today, we're liberating your gold and rising into Solstice Queen to receive your personal abundant wealth upgrade across your timeline. Who doesn't want that? And your Royal Noble Golden Solstice Queen codes. Your Royal Noble Golden Solstice Queen codes. Oh, yes, please. So we'll go into the elemental of gold. And I hope you like my new logo here. I'm particularly proud of this. The triple spiral, the activation of the triple spiral with the golden rays of the sun. The directions, the solstices, the equinoxes, and also the Queen's crown, all incorporated within the Irish Wisdom School. I'm just showing off now. And that's what we're here for, to be in the fullness of who we are. So we connect with Áine, who is one of the Tuatha Dé Danann. We'll connect to her sacred sites and all of the rest that I've already shared. So it's not a big PowerPoint. It's really to share the energies and the pictures of these places. And we're dipping our toe in here to these sites, to these spaces. For those of you that have been to these places, you'll know when you go to any sacred site, you just want to stay there and you just want to be and linger. So come back to this as much as you want to be here and linger. And it is the invitation now to allow anything else that might be distracting you or that you've been working on prior to this webinar, to allow that to be outside of this space just now, because it's always ready and waiting for you to come back to, so that we can be in this clear, golden bubble of pure sacredness to enjoy the purity of the energies of these sacred lands of Eru. And if you want to go deeper with any of these, I do offer the instant access replays to ones that I have created and taught live before. So I'll pop the link, actually, not wanting to disrupt the flow of this, but I'm going to pop the link in to our chat here so that you can experience this yourself. And I'll pop this in the replay too for people. So if you do want to go even deeper and experience that deliciousness, you can do. So this is Lough Gur, welcome here or welcome back to those of you who haven't been here before. It is in County Limerick in Munster. And this loch is such a profound magical space. The water is so pure, it bubbles up from crystalline underground reservoirs and percolates up to the surface in divine time, just when Mother Earth decides the water is needed to be released to the surface. The loch is horseshoe shaped, and that's one of the nods to Áine, the goddess of this time of year of summer solstice in the southerly direction of the medicine wheel, because she is known for riding her red mare around the loch. And it is, to me, the horse medicine, the horse resonance. It's awakening the energies and the vibrations on the land. But also, one of the stories in connection to Lough Gur is that an entrance, one of the entrances to Tir na Nog, is revealed to you when you dive deep into the waters of Lough Gur, which we'll be doing on our shamanic journey later. And within this space, there is a magical cave. And this magical cave is called the Cave of Echoes. The Cave of Echoes. And through this cave, people can access the portal that will open up when it's your time to access Tir na Nog, the land of the forever young, the land of youth. And it is the place where our soul goes when this mortal body has had enough and is no more. It is the place of the eternal soul. So there is a beauty and a magic to this place. And when Áine rides her red mare around this loch, she invites you to drink from these crystalline waters and to continue to drink and purify from these pure water codes. But also, she reminds you of her triple goddess nature, and one of her triple goddess forms is mermaid. And what are mermaids doing in Munster? Did you know there were Munster mermaids in the form of Áine? Well, again, it's another nod to her and the ancientness of her energies. She's just not a new, trendy deity that has arrived on the scene to talk about for today. She is one of the Tuatha Dé Danann, the tribe of the gods. Tuatha is tribe. Some people connect her to the Tuatha Dé Danann to Danu or Anu, D''Anu. But she is one of these magical beings that arrived to Ireland in a magical mist. And their energies is encoded underground in the mounds, in the fairy hills and cairns. They are the she. They are connected to the she, and they are the she, the fairy beings of Ireland. So when we connect to Áine, when we connect to the waters of Lough Gur, when we drink from these crystalline waters, we're connecting to that mermaid nature, the mer beings that Áine encompasses as one of her triple goddess faces, as one part of the triple spiral. Some believe the mer beings are connected to Mary, the Marys, and the Magdalens, and I really love that association. But also the Tuatha Dé Danann as this collection of beings. They are the wisdom keepers, the pure code holders. So when we connect with Áine, we're connecting with the purity of these codes before the times of the falls, of the distortions, and all of that history that's played out over the last thousands of years. So some connect to Lemuria and the beautiful watery pastel colors of Lemuria. Others connect their wisdom to Atlantis. So whatever resonates for you, This is the ancientness of the energies of the codes that we're connecting to when we connect to the Tuatha Dé Danann, when we connect with Áine. Another aspect, another face of Áine is the fairy queen. And I love her energy because on the banks, as fairy queen as well, another spiral, because on the banks of Lough Gur is the stone circle, none other than the Grange Stone Circle. 113 stones, as I mentioned earlier, the biggest stone circle in Ireland. And each stone is a different size and a different shape. So Áine's energy is very much grounded in the land, the grass, the stones, the trees of the Grange Stone Circle. And when I go there, I feel such a sense of the fairy magic, of the joy, the reverence, the respect. You enter in here with the purest of intentions, with the purest of heart, with humility, with love. And it brings out the joy. So you'll find yourself wanting to skip and dance between the stones, on top of the stones, all around, until you make your way to the center, your sacred sovereign center, where all the roads and the energies meet together as one. So Circle Leag na Grange, it's actually Grange Stone Circles because there's another one in the field across the way, but it's quite well boundaried off. So I haven't been able to get in there. I don't know if anyone has climbed the fence and gone in there to the other stone circle, but it is the fort or the circular enclosure of the Grange. So we'll connect more deeply with that on our journey. And for now, this stone circle is aligned because this is the entranceway to the circle, and it's aligned to the rising summer solstice sun, which is another reason why it's connected to the time of summer solstice. And the rays of the sun as they're rising above the fields beyond make their way up this passage and illuminates the stones, bringing them to life, activating the codes and the frequencies for this time. So there's such alchemy going on here with all the elements, with these stones that are us, you, me, for these times. It's so exciting. And this is thousands of years old. It's been dated to over 6,000 years old. So it's old and probably older, like many of the sites. So this is a bit of a bird's eye view. It's the best I could have done with my camera, holding it up to try to get all the stones in. It's a massive space. It's huge. And if you've been there, you know this, walking around the perimeter and inside. It's huge. And if you do wish to pay your respects to each one of the 113 stones, you take that, you do that in your divine time. One of the stones, the biggest one, is over here, and it's called Ranach Crum Dove. And as you stand beside him, Crum Dove's, dove is black, Crum Dove's division, I'm getting a bit tongue-tied, Crum Dove's division, say that quickly, or after a few drinks, Crum Dove's division. It's huge, weighted at 40 tons. And these are on such powerful energy lines and ley lines, but you can feel the power emanating from all the stones, and in particular this big, massive stone, Crumdove's division. And they say to place your forehead, when it feels right and aligned, you place your forehead against the stone to receive the activation, the healing for yourself. So you can see that the stones are actually positioned down into, it's almost like it's a circular enclosure, but they're sunken down into it. So it feels even more like a sacred space when you are inside the enclosure, the stone circle with Áine. as your beautiful guide. And you can also see that the stone circle is surrounded by sacred trees. We have the ash tree that you see as you walk up the entrance, and the ash is also often considered the tree of life in Irish mythology. The roots go as deep as the branches go high. But also we have the oak and magical hawthorn and other trees that for me are the guardians of this space. They stand tall, holding space as guardian wisdom keepers as well of this space, so that when you enter inside, you can enter into the fullest expression of who you are, which is what Áine wishes for us. As her mermaid being, as her fairy being, as we raise our faces to the rising summer solstice sun, that it's also what we're here for. To be and realize the fullest nature of who we are and return home to wholeness. Yeah, perhaps you agree. Hopefully you do. The third aspect to the Triple Goddess Áine is what I like to call the witch. The witch in the healed, whole, pure witch, in her most powerful, wise, raw, wild form. Mermaid, fairy, queen, witch. She doesn't mess about. She may look pure and fun on the outside, but she is wild and raw and honest, intuitive, deep, profound, of the earth, of the cosmos on the inside. And so are you. So we thank Áine for being here today, to dance with us, to weave with us, to help activate and release these codes of gold and the royalty that you are, have always meant to be, and always were. And some believe as well that it's actually a sounding chamber, like Newgrange, She an Bhrú in the Brú-na-Bóinne complex. Like many of these places, they're sounding chambers, they're resonant chambers. And although there isn't a roof over this stone circle, the sounds reverberate off the stones to you, to your heart. So it's very, very beautiful and sacred. So let me see what you're saying. Wow. Yes, I love all the chat. Welcome to those of you who have joined after I said all the welcomes. Hello, Ina in Southern California, Jackie in Kenmare, Kali in Oregon, Eugene in Oregon. Hello, Jennifer in Vermont. I'm wearing your earrings. More on those later. Oh, beautiful full moon wishes. I'll send the rain to Canada too and to Suffolk, okay? Yes, because I have the power. And Daria is saying Lough Gur is one of my favorite sacred sites. Oh, me too. And Ree is asking for the rains can be sent in exchange for sun. Plenty of rain and clouds where you are too. Wonderful. Jennifer's been to Limerick, but not Lough Gur. Ooh, yes. We always have to have a reason to return to Ireland. Yes, absolutely. 300%. Valerie, you've been to the Grange Stone Circle January 2026. You had a bit of a fall down into the entranceway. Wow, sore for a few days. How fascinating. Have you unwoven any deeper meaning to that, Valerie? Very interesting. And I'm glad you're okay now, that you came out in one piece. Loving the graphics, the joy we all radiate. Radiate. Loving the logo. Thank you. Thank you very much. I'm very proud of that. Darius celebrating me and my creativity. Oh, yes. Go, girl. Show off and be proud. Oh, yes. Thanks, Lika. Ah, thank you all for your wonderful words. And Sonia, it's lovely to be here. Fantastic photos. Yes, welcome, Sonia. Hello, Bridget. Wonderful to have you here. Yes, the green grass, Elizabeth, Linda's sharing you, it just makes you want to dig your feet in, and that's so true. It's just what you have to do. Walk barefoot on the land. And we'll do this in our journey, and you can do it from now to really feel that connection, souls to soil, to the earth. Hello, Anna from San Francisco. Sunny after lots of fog. Oh, yes, it rolls in there, doesn't it? Over the river, over the ocean. And Valerie, you're okay. It's still unfolding into dreams. Wow. Wow. Very profound. It's interesting that, when we are either knocked over or we're stopped in our tracks, we went up a Munro yesterday here in Scotland, Buchalech of Moor. The herdsman, it's translated as, even though it means the big boy. And it's one of those iconic mountains in Scotland. It's pyramid shaped, it's in Glencoe. And on the way down, I mean, it was raining the whole way. We got soaked all the way through, many layers. It was my husband and my son, who's 15. He's now wanting to get into hiking, which is fantastic. But on the way down, we had to cross over this river, and I was reflecting on how each one of us, including Riley, my dog, we navigated across the river in our own time, in our own place, and our own individual way. And I was reflecting on how this is such a beautiful metaphor for us, for our life, for our journeys. We cross in our own way. We choose our own spot to forge the metaphoric river, to take the leap, to take the step. And we do it in our divine time. And as I was reflecting on that, the profundity of that, I slipped and fell. My foot got caught. It's a really rocky, if anyone's been up the Buchalech of Moor or been to Glencoe, it's very rocky. It was volcanic. And a lot of the rocks I've since learned are rhyolite, which is lava rocks. So we're basically walking on lava, and they have a pinky hue to them. And my foot got caught. And before I knew it, it was like slow motion. I couldn't uncaught it. And I fell over and fell on my side, banged my elbow, ouch, which is actually now swollen, poor me, and then banged my head. I couldn't believe it. And it was a real, like, for a moment, I was dazed. And it's like this mountain we climb, we enter into these spaces with so much reverence and respect. But if they've got a point to make, if Mother Nature or these great mountains or these stones have a point to make or want something to be remembered or underlined, that point will be made. And if that means tripping us up in that moment, then we'll remember that and connect that with the memory. So I remember what I'd just been thinking about and that moment of falling over. So a slight digression, but it's never a digression because it's all connected. We're always weaving. So Valerie's saying you fell onto your side as well. Isn't that so fascinating? Which side, right or left? Now we have to find out. I fell onto my right side. But yeah, so interesting. Right as well. Oh my gosh, that is crazy, crazy. And also, what I realize is our thoughts create reality and all of that, as we all know. And literally, it's now the immediacy of how what we're thinking can manifest and unfold into reality in that instance, which returns back to Áine and her magical nature and how this is time now for the miracles to unfold, to all that you desire and yearn for that to unfold and manifest into reality now. So yeah, the energy is shifting and changing. Jan is grateful to be here. Deepening, yes. And Anna said you just walked barefoot for half an hour yesterday in the grass in a local field. Just gorgeous. Wow. So yeah, hopefully you're all stable here. No one's going to fall over. Whatever needs to happen will happen in the divinity of time. And it's always another story to share. You had your lit candle in your left hand up in the air. It survived. That's so beautiful. So beautiful. Well, here's another perspective of the said Grange Stone Circle. And some close-ups on some of the stones. And I always find I've been here with groups and I find people go off like the spokes of the wheel to their separate places in these sites. It's like the particular stones are calling to particular people as a mirror, as a match for that frequency or as a healing way. So some more of the stones. This is Ranach Crumdove and others. And actually some spirals have been found on some of the stones as well, some carvings, and up to very recently as well. And here you can see how it is sunken down into the earth there. So that real deep connection with the earth. So we have Áine, we have her place at Lough Gur, and we have our wonderful and beautiful Grange Stone Circle and the magic that unfolds. And I'm just taking a moment. I invite you to take a moment here. We have 44 here live on Zoom. And I just want to check over on YouTube to make sure I connect with you too. Hello over on YouTube. Balance, Harmony, Peace from Cape Breton in Nova Scotia. Wonderful. We're very close here in Scotland to Cape Breton. You have to leave, but you will be back to watch the replay. Beautiful. Okay. So if anything else needs to be shared, it'll come through in the journey. Oh yeah, that's what I was going to do. See who's over here. Yeah, we have 10 watching over on YouTube. So I'd like to look at the numbers as well to see who's here. So we have 54 people here live. Let's get back to PowerPoint. And we'll come on to that, my sharing of the baby that is birthed in a moment. The other thing I wanted to mention, that was the final piece about the number 113, 113 stones. And if anyone studies quantum maths or quantum physics, which really goes above and beyond me many of the times, the one thing I've remembered is that 1 + 1 is 3 in quantum physics. So whether it's masculine, feminine coming together to birth the third, the mother, the father birthing the baby, the maiden, the mother, the crone, the triple spiral, it creates the third. So there's something here about the 113 as a code, as a divine numerological resonance number. Perhaps it's to do with cymatics as well. That's really important. You know, this was also intentional when these spaces were built and created. So that's the final piece that wants to be shared. Yes, quantum physics. Okay, so next on the agenda, what I want to share is the newest creation. And this is my next retreat that has spaces and is opening up now to Dingle, Ireland. So we'll come back here to Lough Gur. We thank Áine and these sacred spaces for now, and we will come back. For now, we're going to move further in and south into Munster, the province of Munster in Ireland, to make our way to Dingle, Dangany Hoosh and Dangan, the birthplace of my mother. It's where we have gone for my whole childhood, and this will be the third, lucky number three, retreat 113. There's their code again. We're on to three that I've hosted in Dingle. So we've just come back. Some of you are here that have been to Dingle with me. And every time I come back, I'm like, I'm going again. And I'll keep doing this until the instructions stop. But when this feeling is here to go, we have to bring more people here to experience the purity of this space of Dingle, to awaken the codes, to awaken our wildness. Well, I'm going to share some information about this now. I'll pop the link in the chat in YouTube, and those in Zoom, and those watching on YouTube, you'll be able to access this in the description below. And Michelle is saying, I long to travel with you one day. Michelle, it would be wonderful. We've already met in person in Scotland, which is fabulous. But it would be wonderful to invite you here to Dingle, to my soul home. Oh my goodness. So I'm going to stop share in just now. But before I do, look at me in my new robe. I actually bought this at the Hill of Tara in the Ireland's Ancient East Retreat in April. And it's like, you know, when you dress up, you put this broth on this cape, you become more of the person who you are meant to become. And I really feel this with the colors, with the quality of this. So there's a few more pictures of me. And I'm going to stop share just now so I can bring up the actual page of Dingle. Let's just close that. Okay. So I'm going to share screen again, and I'm going to go through this now. It's your invitation to feel into the codes from this page that I'm sharing. So whether you feel or know you want to come on retreat with me next year in 2027 or not, you will receive a transmission from this anyway. So either way, it's win-win-win. Okay, so hopefully you can see the page here, the Wild Soul Pilgrimage 2027 to Dingle, Ireland. So Dingle is in the county of Kerry, County Kerry, and it's going to be May, towards the end of May to the 2nd of June, so 7 nights. So every time I host this as part of the Irish Wisdom School, which incidentally is all about the voices of the ancestors, the voices of our divine inheritance and our lands, to enliven them again. There's no better place than Dingle in Ireland. So each time people want to be here for longer. So I've made it longer every single time. So we've got 7 nights is going to be what we're having here next year. So here I am by a stone. This is up at Cairn of Vanurach in that picture, opposite where we're staying in Dingle. And it is this invitation for you to come home to your wild soul, to really honor yourself and create this space that the retreat will support you in creating, to honor all of who you are, to allow the healing of any ancestral lineages or timelines to surface and emerge, and to receive the codes of purity. Really, this place for me encapsulates the essence of what Ireland is, of what Ireland rising back to her wholeness is. It's the purity, it's the wisdom, it's the richness, it's the royalty, it's the gold that is all held here in this space. So we've got some early bird bonus offers here as well, which I'll share in a moment. So this is going to be another very small group, 8 people, and I must share that one space is already gone. So we now have 7 spaces available at this time of broadcast on the 30th of June 2026. 7 spaces. And I like to keep this very small and intimate so we can get to know each other. We will meet beforehand on Zoom twice. And then when we arrive in Dingle, we get to go even deeper to connect to the sacred sites that I will bring you to. There's such powerful node points and ley lines, and they're so pure and clear and flowing with the wisdom, with the music, with the laughter, with the love. And it's to guide you home to the truth of who you've always been and who you know you are, and return to the soul essence of Ireland and resurrecting the pure rose codes, because that's what really emerged this time round when we were there in May 2026. So only last month. It feels like just the other day, and it feels like an age ago. And to resurrect these codes now. So there's so much here, but I'll share with you part of what we're going to be exploring, but also that an early bird price is in operation. And if you sign up in the next 3 days, by Friday, the next 4 days, you will receive a one-to-one soul guidance session. And this can be about anything at all. It can also be in connection with your intentions, what you wish to arrive with in Dingle. Okay. So here's information about me and also why I'm so connected to these lands. My mother's from West Kerry, my father's from West Cork, so the province of Munster is in my bones, in my cells, in my DNA. And it's in recent years that I realized there's so much healing and solace. And it's a place where I can breathe freely and invite others to do so as well. But it's also where the traditions and the culture of Ireland is the Gaeltacht area, it's the Irish speaking area. These cultures that, the history of Ireland is very tumultuous and colourful, but they're still here. The culture, the codes, the language, the music is still here, flowing in these lands. So this is one of the spots, the top of the Mom. It's a high point in Dingle, and we'll be going there. You might want to take the same photo and wave to the passing traffic as well. So it's your invitation to imagine communing in a place of pure magic and having the space to be without any distractions and to organically receive the pure codes, to reconnect with your parasympathetic nervous system, which is what people say has really helped them to do, and to receive clarity on your soul path, to walk barefoot on the land and the grass and the rocks and the beaches, and to be guided by me on these lands of my ancestors. My ancestors. So I'll allow you time to read through that, but I am calling you and those of the purest exact resonance to join me. 7 people now will be part of a group of 9, including me, to come to this land of Dingle. So here are photos of the previous retreats on the beach, at the sacred sites. Look at all those fresh, happy faces. You can see year 1, it was glorious heat wave. In May just there, it was quite mixed. So the weather will be what it needs to be. But your invitation is to travel to these lands and to open to receive what is here, the medicine that helps guide you back home. So I'll scroll down, and all these pictures, I've taken all these pictures. Some have been shared from previous participants as well. But I'll show you the itinerary. And this will be weather dependent as well. Sometimes there are small shifts and changes, but we meet on the 26th of May at 3 o'clock in the centre of Dingle by the fungi statue, who was the Dingle dolphin, who passed away in 2020. And I'll take you to our accommodation at the Boher. It's a guest house, it's a restaurant where we will eat, and that will be our base for the whole time. It's also owned by my ancestors, my cousin, and it's in the place called Cuas, Brandon Creek, which is where my grandfather, Jim, grew up. So then the first full day is connecting to the energy portals as pilgrim posts and activating your codes with the voices of the land. So we will take time here if you want to hug the Om stones, to connect to Gallerus Oratory, the place of Saint Brendan, who went on his epic 7-year voyage of discovery. The Imran made his way all the way to America and back to share the wisdom and the codes. So his energy as the mystic in monk's clothing is very, very present here. So we'll take time here at his spot, and whatever organically arises here, we were oming. This is the window at the back, and we started oming into this space as a sound chamber. And one of our participants sang the most beautiful song here. The acoustics are gorgeous. And we'll also visit Kilmacather. It's a church, graveyard. We'll connect with the ancestors. It's where my grandmother, great-grandmothers are buried. And there's also famine graves here. So we'll connect with all aspects of healing for us, for our group. And if we can get to Brendan's Holy Well, sometimes the gate is padlocked and there's barbed wire on it to get in, but we'll find our way in if we can. And also another oratory, St. Brendan's Oratory. And we'll have dinner that evening. Day 2, we will make our way down, walking to Cuas, to Brandon Creek. And as people say, it's more than a creek. It's not just a little river. There's the river that flows into the sea. So there's a pier here, and it is a beautiful place to lie, to meditate, to connect to the ocean, to the land. Also, it's the place where St. Brendan is thought to have set sail on his epic voyage of discovery. And this year we were actually in Dingle at Brandon Creek for St. Brendan's feast day. So, and that's the 16th of May. So this is the place where he set sail. And his journey was reenacted in the 1960s by Tim Severn, a British explorer, with the same material, the same boat. And they did make it to the places that St. Brendan is thought to have made it to, because his story was written down in the Navigatio of the navigation of St. Brendan. So we will spend time here connecting, sharing, and then we will also walk to Cahir na Bhunúrach. So this is an ancient stone fort in Cuas. Wonderful, wonderful space. It's 2 stone circles, and there's also a souterrain with the most magical acoustics. So this is me in the souterrain, but it would fit, as my cousin said, it would fit 20 people in there, maybe 10. You squeeze in and then you can stand up tall inside, and the acoustics are amazing. So we get to sound in this space. Then we will, and this is all in the foothills of Mount Brandon, called after St. Brendan. And we'll be in Brandon Creek, looking over to Mount Brandon. Yeah, so the second highest mountain in Ireland. So then we make our way to the Blasket Centre initially. And the day after, day 4, we'll be going to the Blasket Islands, hopefully weather permitting. And this is a quote that I love. "But if you're not an Irishman," said he again, "what are you?" "A Blasket man, my boy," says I. So this is from Murrish O'Sullivan, who wrote Fihe Bliain Ag Fás, 20 years of growing in 1933. I'm actually reading it right now. And when we go here, you will connect to the pure culture, the pure codes of Eru, of Ireland. There is something so sacred to this space, the Blasket Centre. It's a museum. It is a full honouring of what this island was when it was inhabited, the type of community, the type of mehel, which is community gathering, but also the codes of peace, of love, of support. So we learn about them in the Blasket Centre, first of all, and it's looking over to the Great Blasket Island. So these are a collection of 5, 6 islands off the Dingle Peninsula that are now uninhabited. The Great Blasket was inhabited up until 1953, 1954, when the decline of the community, there were various reasons, but a certain number of people were needed to run community life. And the community declined for various reasons, emigration, work, the birth rate, and people moved to the mainland or abroad to places like Cape Breton, Nova Scotia, to America, to Canada, to Australia, to the UK. Anyway, back to the Blasket Centre. We will have time here learning about life on the Blasket Island in particular, and how it became or was a magnet, what's the word? Such a space, sacred space for storytellers and musicians and the pure ways. So yeah, we'll have so much time there. It's such a beautiful place. I can't wait to go back. And then, weather permitting, because we didn't make it this time round in May, it was far too windy, but we will walk along the coast. It's a cliff top walk, but there is a fence on the other side to Gobnut's Well. And as they said in the Blasket Centre, as one of the guides said, Gobnut's Well will be found when Gobnut wishes for her well to be found. So Gobnut is the patron saint of Dunquin, which is where the Blasket Centre is on the Dingle Peninsula. But we will have time with her, connecting with her at her well in Dunquin. She was a 6th century abbotess, and she has codes to share with us. We'll get to drink from her well waters, and it's also where Ryan's daughter, an old film now, but it's a movie when Hollywood came to the Dingle Peninsula, basically, in the 1960s. This is what put Dingle on the map, because suddenly the landscape of Dingle was on Hollywood screens, and that brought the tourists and therefore the money to regenerate what was a very, well, my mother would say she couldn't wait to leave Dingle, basically, when for work, she moved to Dublin for work. So this is what put Dingle on the map, and it is a tourist hotspot for sure. So we'll see the ruins of some of the Ryan's daughter set, which most of it was knocked down afterwards. Anyway, St. Gobnut, she's also the patron of bees and beekeepers. So we'll have dinner in Cruger's Gastropub, which claims to be the most westerly pub in Ireland. It's just a fantastic, warm, inviting space. So day 4 is releasing your old self. So what is waiting to be released and allowing your sacred story to unfold? And we'll also enjoy we will go wild foraging with Louise Brosnan, who is an award-winning chef, native of Dingle, and she is my cousin. And she will cook foraged food for us as well, which is utterly delicious. And we can enjoy that at the Boher pub. So we'll also go to one of the beaches, to Wine, Stranthrog and Áine, and to Riask as well, which was a monastic settlement and has its own quality and energy to it. We'll connect with seaweed and the deeper codes of the plants, of the flowers that wish to be ingested by us. And we might pop into Tigrick, which is where their local beer is made. They have a microbrewery there, and their beer is delicious. So then we move on. We've been to the Blasket Centre. We've been to St. Brendan's sites. We have tasted the food of the land. We have learned about the ways, the ancient ways. And now we are going to journey to an uninhabited island, the Great Blasket Island on Blascade Moor, to really ground in and receive the codes and learn more about the culture. It is such a pure air. This is the Trough on the White Strand here on the Great Blasket, and these are the ruins of the houses, and some of them have been done up, and you can actually stay on the Blasket Islands if you wish now. But we will be going for a day trip to meditate, to walk, to connect with the storytelling tradition here, the music, the codes, and really be in this landscape. So I can't wait to go here with you. There is a guide that works on the island that you'll be able to learn more about the place, but also we can connect with these great storytellers, Tomás Ó Crichton, with Peg Sayers, with Mirish O'Sullivan, and receive their wisdom for now, because they are calling out. They are calling us to come to their ancient lands so they can commune with us. So on day 6, we'll have some spare time as well woven in too, because there is a lot here that we're going to be receiving and connecting with. So we'll have some spare time here, and if you want, we can go to around Slea Head. We can go to Clogher Strand, and connect with the stones. And one participant here really wants to bring that stone home, but she didn't have the luggage allowance. We can meditate on the beach, the Imran. And also we'll have time in Dingletown as well, and we'll eat in Dingletown on this day, on day 6. Because that's part of the culture. We're a 10-minute drive outside of Dingletown, further out into the wild peninsula where we're going to be staying in the Boher pub. But also it's really nice to go into Dingletown and enjoy the culture. And there are 52 pubs in Dingle. It's a real tradition, but just a place whether you drink or not, a place to commune and be wrapped in the warmth of the community. So then we have our long Irish goodbye. It's also great for gifts too in Dingletown, but there's also gift shops in other places that we'll be going to. So that is a dip into the Dingle Retreat 2027, 7 spaces left. It is a working schedule. Generally, we keep to the schedule, but it does depend on the weather and also the guidance when we're in the retreat space and our group and your needs as well. So that's important that we can do that. So this is all about, you can read about what's included, what's not included. And we will have 2 Zoom calls before we meet next May, so I can help support you, and can send you information about traveling to Dingle, what's the best way, and what you need depending on where you are traveling from. So you can read more as well about who this is for. And it really is for you when you want a space to reconnect with yourself and other like-minded beings. This isn't a tourist, it's not just a tour to go to these places. It is to be in this spiritual container to really deeply connect and heal and receive the clarity in your life, in your work as well. Many are called who have Celtic roots, who have Irish roots, and people are called who don't, or don't think they have, and then realize they do have Irish ancestry somewhere along the line. But we have dispersed so far and wide over the centuries, and this is the invitation to call people home, home to lie on the land, to commune with the stones, to hug the sacred structures and sites, and to learn about Ireland, ancient Ireland, and New Earth Ireland as well. So the driocht, the magic, is what sums up Dingle, for me anyway, on the edge of the wild Atlantic Way. So you can read more about our accommodation at the Boher pub and guest house, and where we have, this is our lounge space where we commune, and these are the rooms. So the accommodation is shared accommodation, so 2 people per room, and people that have attended have really enjoyed sharing rooms and have been matched really well, whether that's been intentional or divinely by the universe, have been matched really well with their roommates. So breakfast is included every day, and dinner is included on the days where it's outlined in the schedule. The breakfast is delicious. It can be cooked, it can be cold, it can be whatever way you want it. And yeah, it's a very hearty breakfast. So what is your investment to step into this space? Well, I'm offering this at an early bird price of 3,499, so 3,499. So we are in June now. You can step inside and secure your space with a 20% deposit of £700, and you can pay the balance up until the 1st of March 2027. You can pay in installments if you wish, or you can wait and pay the remainder by the 1st of March 2027. So this is your time, or is it, to commune with me, to retreat, to Dingle, to reconnect with your wild soul. So you receive the early bird price, which is valid until the 1st of September 2026. And if you place your deposit by the 3rd of July, by Friday, you will receive a one-to-one soul guidance session. These are profound and deep and transformational. So I am asking people to complete a short application form, because really I'm asking you to consider, what is it? What's your intention of stepping into this space? What do you wish and yearn to receive? And then I will send you details of the deposit. So remember, there are only 8 spaces. It's very small, very intimate. We will get to know each other. We will have so much fun. We will also transform in magical ways. And you can read testimonials from people. So Jennifer, I mentioned the dingle dangles. Jennifer made these beautiful dingle earrings in Dingle. So she called them the Dingle Dangles, and that's what I'm wearing today, my lucky earrings. So Jennifer has been on retreat with me 3 times. Thank you, Jennifer. And this is her beautiful testimonial. Sue has shared these beautiful words about how it was perfect. So you can read what people have shared from being on Dingle retreat, and further down from being on previous retreats as well. So please do come. Join me in Dingle 2027. It would be my honor to host you in such a magical, transformational space where all your dreams can come true. So thank you for staying on here and listening. And thank you to those of you sharing your comments in the chat. Daria sharing Ireland is rising back to wholeness. Fabulous. Oh, and Evelyn shared you loved Ryan's daughter. Yeah. And my cousin owns the Boher pub and guest house. He was in Ryan's daughter when he was 11 years old. So you'll see a picture of that um, in the Boher pub, actually. Thank you to those of you over on YouTube. So let's go on a journey as promised to Munster, but we're going back north to Dingle. Yes, it's so inviting, Karen. Come join us in Dingle. Thank you, Bridget, for your emojis. So I invite you to allow all that's been shared to flow through you. Thank you, Jackie. Thank you. And we'll go on a short journey to the sacred site of Lough Gur. So in Munster, it's in the same landscape, and it is your place to connect with the land of Eru. And as you connect souls to soil, to this time of summer solstice in the northern hemisphere, we also honor those of you that are joining us from the southern hemisphere and the time of winter solstice, the place of the Cailleach witch. And in this space, Áine makes herself known to you and offers, if you haven't already done so, to step forth barefoot, soles to soil, upon the land of Eru, and make your way to Munster, one of the 4 provinces of Ireland, across the land of Eru to Lough Gur, the crystalline waters of her horseshoe shape, where Áine guides you to take a dip in her sacred waters, to remember the mer codes of the time of the mermaids that is back and returned now, and the clarion call of her siren song. And you reach down at the edge of Lough Gur, cupping your hands so they fill with the crystalline waters that you bring to your lips and drink. Drink to receive the codes, to digest and ingest the codes of Lough Gur, the crystalline waters that have percolated from underground reservoirs of Mother Earth. These are ancient waters. These are ancient codes communing with you now. Take a moment to feel how these waters are enlivening your insides. And immediately awakening dormant cells and soothing any kinks or tears in your DNA, your aura, to weave you back to wholeness. Áine then guides you to walk with her along the lands, the banks of Lough Gur, to make your way across the loch to her stone circle. She may offer to ride you bareback on her red mare, in whichever way you find yourself, in the presence of these stone brothers and sisters. And you walk clockwise on the outside perimeter of the Grange Stone Circle, as you just naturally, intuitively know how to do. And as you walk clockwise on the outside of the Grange Stone Circle. You begin to connect more deeply with each one of the stones that are here and have been waiting for thousands of years for you to return now. And slowly, slowly, you take your time, for it is dawn, and the brightness, the light is beginning to show in the sky. The birds are beginning to sing. There's a gentle breeze that's rustling through the green, green leaves of the trees that stand as guardians, holding you, hosting you, inviting you to go deeper, to soften, to release, let go, and be here now. You find yourself at the entrance, the sacred entrance to the Grange Stone Circle. Just as the sun is beginning to rise above the horizon, you take a moment here to commune with the energies of the entrance stones on each side of this very short passageway. You touch the stones on either side of you to attune to their frequency. And you know intuitively when you are to step forth, to enter this sacred space. O child, pure of heart, O noble, Solstice Queen is here to greet you, to guide you, to sing you back home. You raise your head and look up, and Áine is already inside waiting for you, transformed from mermaid to fairy queen. You take this as your acknowledgement to step forward, feeling the sun's rays on your back. You make your way inside, slowly, slowly feeling the shifting energies, the warmth of the morning air. And as you step inside, you make your way towards the stone that calls you, or you may wish to touch each of the 113 stones, to greet each one, a sentient, animate being, a stone being, story keeper, frequency holder, a treasury, a depository for the ancient codes and wisdom. Each one unique in its energies and frequencies, yet sings their note into the symphony of this stone circle. And Áine beckons you now, when you feel ready, to step into the center of this circle, to greet and raise your hands, open your heart, to greet the fullness of the rising summer solstice sun, when the sun appears to stand still in the sky, and you feel yourself as a standing stone, receiving the golden rays of the sun, as the sun god Dagda infuses you now, washes you in gold, the frequency of the noble ones, the true royal beings, the ancient she and fairy beings, holder of the wisdom. You have the key and you are the key. Allow the gold to activate you outside and within. And perhaps you may see some symbols, the spirals, the movement, triple spiral, or you'll feel the resonant activation within your body. In its purest form, you feel the warmth of the rays like a fire rising within you. This is your north, returning to fullness, your life force energy that the sun is bringing, a gift from the cosmos to you. You feel the energy flowing as your feet are grounded and earthed in the center of the Grange Stone Circle, supported by Áine, as she shapeshifts from fairy queen to witch to mermaid, aligned with your rising frequencies. And as you stand here, you know that this is your place of sovereignty, of true, sovereign, balanced equilibrium, the center of the circle, where you can see 360 view and all the spokes of your medicine wheel, all the paths that you have walked up until this moment to be here today, and the paths that are still unknown to you. Maybe you feel them arising or have an inkling, and for now, your invitation is to be present here, standing still with the solstice, the summer sun, the time that spans the next 6 to 7 weeks, plenty of time for you to sink into these energies, amplified by the sun and the fullness of the strawberry moon at this time. You are most welcome here. And you may feel drawn to lie down, to lie upon the earth, as if the earth is holding you now, hugging you, kissing you, stroking you, caressing you, the child that has returned home. Enjoy this space as the sun rises higher in the sky. Allow the gold to be liberated and unlocked within you, the gold that flows through your cells, so that you know your queen energy, that is your birthright. This is the true meaning of royalty, of nobility within your bloodlines. And may your streets be paved with gold from this moment forth. And you can stay in this space for as long as you wish, with Áine, the stones, with the birds and the elements, trees. Whenever you're ready, you can begin to wiggle your fingers and your toes and rise from where you are in the Grange Stone Circle. And Áine will guide you back to where you started this journey from. But you are not the same person. You are forever changed. And allow this. Open and allow the changes to occur from this moment forth. And share whatever emerges at the divine time with those that you are in community with in your life, in your work. Allow the wisdom to come forth and trust it intuitively. And there's also a little deer, a little fawn that is walking with you and with Áine, whose name means, by the way, the illuminated one, the bright, shining, illuminated one that Áine is, that helps remind you of your illumination. And when you're ready, we can thank Áine as our guide, and dear little fawn, and the land of Eru. And you can come back to the here and now with whatever treasures, whatever gifts were shared with you from the land of Eru. And there are a few words that have come through from communing with Áine before, and they are heart of dragon, fire of soul, salt of Gaia, tears of gold, threads of silver, woven gold, weave together wholesome souls. Rivers flowing, freely go, indigenous wisdom forever unfolds. Thank you for being here. You may wish to stay in this space for some while longer. If you do, thank you. And if anyone feels called to share in the chat, you can do so. And I'll also remind you, if you do want to go deeper with Áine, here's one I prepared earlier, the irishwisdomschool.com summer solstice celebration. I am Áine. You can enjoy a deepening journey with Áine on the land of Eru at her sacred sites. You can get instant access to that replay. And if you do feel called to join me next year, next May 2027 in Dingle, Ireland, then please fill in the registration form. It's very short, just a few questions, and I will send you details of the deposit. And for now, let's take another few moments to thank you for being here at this time of summer solstice. Thank you for going on the journey, for communing with the beloved Eru, Ireland, and for being part of this energetic container, this exchange, to know who you are and to be the divine king or queen, whatever energy you resonate with now. Oh, and I'm sorry, Sonia, that you're having trouble with Zoom. It is on my YouTube as well that you can hopefully connect with, and I will email this out afterwards too. Thank you, Evelyn, and thank you, Bridget Wolf. So beautiful. Thank you. I am humming and smiling as the crows caw outside my window. Oh, I love the crow energy. I felt the golden luminosity singing and harmonizing the energies. Oh, that's gorgeous. Yes. Jan, deep journey for me and Anya. Thank you, thank you. Oh, you're so welcome. Ooh, I could feel tingles across my back there. Lucy says thank you. And Linda says, thank you. Such a beautiful journey with Anya. You're welcome. Valerie says, much gratitude. Daria says, thank you for another delightful circle, dear sister. You're so welcome. Always a joy to be with you. Blessings for a beautiful retreat. I will join you someday in person. I have no doubt. I have no doubt either. And I can't wait to meet you in person one day, Daria. You are holding the energies there in Ireland. Thank you, Jackie. Thank you, Jan and Ina and Jennifer. Thank you. And thank you for the dingle dangles. Valerie, I had a helicopter fly over as we meditated. Lovely bird's eye view. And Karen, thank you. So grateful to you, Emer. It has been wonderful to share with everyone. Yes, it has. Thank you, everyone, for being here live on Zoom and over on YouTube as well. Thank you for sticking around. And to those of you watching the replay, so much love to you too. Thank you. And all the details will be in the YouTube description and links in the comments too. And until then, until our next live, until we meet again, so much love to you. Have a gorgeous day, rest of your day and evening. Thank you, Kelly, for the beautiful hearts, and Valerie. Oh, look, I'm receiving the hearts, the roses, the sparkles. Thank you, Bridget, for the four-leafed clover. That's one of my favorite emojis, to be honest. And the red heart. Thank you all. So much love. This is the long Irish goodbye. Over and out. And if you have any questions on anything I've shared, you can send me an email as well.